course UnPacked, where we unlock the different degree programs from different Philippine universities. I am your host, Max Guanzon, and today we have Ken to talk about his degree program in the University of the Philippines, Diliman. So first, let's do the introductions. Ken, give us your name, your preferred pronouns, other information that you want to share to us, and your degree program and university.
Uh, my name is Ken Rainier Villanueva. My preferred pronouns are he, him, but you can call me, or at least okay lang they, them, then I wouldn't mind that. And I'd start first with degree program in university. I'm studying BS Mechanical Engineering from UP Diliman. And the other information I want to share is that I'm currently the president of the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, UP Student Unit. Lang, medyo proud lang ako about that.
Oh my
And
God, di ko alam yan.
yeah. I don't let people know about it. Tapos,
Okay, sige. We're gonna talk more about that later. Go on.
yeah, I'm also the an ambassador or sort of student ambassador for I Am Sam Foundation, and I'm currently trying to sort out some internals work for them. So, ayun muna.
Okay. Sige. So you're from MECEng in UP Diliman and you're currently in your second year. So describe your degree program in 2 to 3 sentences.
Mechanical engineering studies the movement, at least mostly movement of, or mechanics and movement of objects and machines mostly.
Hmm. So what do you do? Ay, may sasabihin ka pa?
Hindi.
Okay. What do you do in your degree program and describe a typical day as a MECEng student? Nung before pandemic and right now na we're doing online learning.
I can't say much about the daily life of a student for a mechanical engineer like right now kasi I can't speak for other people, but the life in the day of a mechanical student is mostly similar to other courses. You just go around the campus, attend classes. Pero in the case of MECEng, a lot of the majors are sort of in the same building, or at least you just go in the same floors. And the cool thing, at least I heard, was MECEng is going to move to a new building. And so the cool thing about that is there's this building with a lot of equipment for a lot of things. I'll talk about that later. But uh, as a student, you mostly study physics, and personally, I like the concepts of like tinkering around with 3D objects. I I like the movements of machines and just studying their mechanics. But the one thing I am having trouble with is that mechanical engineering studies physics and movement. Like uh for civil engineers, they're usually like they're studying like statics, or at least mostly stable structures, or you know I don't exactly know their course description, but mostly the of mechanical engineering study moving stuff, uh at least in, like, for example, in machines, like the movements of parts, and in bigger spheres like manufacturing, where you study like systems of moving parts all together. And which is why there's this great precedence, or at least a good focus in physics concepts and thermodynamics and chemistry. So for for a student that has a lot of trouble with numbers, I'm facing that stuff with the physics side. So mostly deal with physics of statics and like moving objects, and then you mostly do the numbers. Iba pa yung like the 3D aspects and other things.
So, ngayong online learning, how do you learn? So, paano yung mga lab work nyo, I guess? And paano yung mga problem sets, or paano ba? Like, ano yung setup nyo ngayong online learning?
Uh, medyo to be quite honest, medyo delayed ako. So most of
Mm.
the majors I have are kind of parang medyo basic lang. So the one subject I have that deals a lot on physics is ES 101. So para siyang yung parang physics 71, which is like basta ES 101 focuses on like physics of uh many things, mostly uh Newton's laws of motion, I think,
Mm.
and then the free body diagrams. And so it's just like physics on steroids, and like you mostly uh study very technical aspects of physics, yeah. But mostly like the medyo basic pero technical.
So
And
mga video lessons to, no?
uh modules actually. Kasi
Mm.
ang course the course the learning module system, or where we mostly get our lessons, are from Ooblet. And so they provide PDFs of the work. So they provide modules, and then they provide like uh uh PDFs for the lesson itself. So kung meron mang video, I probably didn't check.
Mm.
Pero for other subjects, like for example, we're studying computer aided design for ME31. And so most of the lessons there are delivered via video, like sometimes recorded Zoom, and then they provide links to like YouTube
Okay.
tutorials of the concepts, and also PDFs mostly.
Okay. So you talked about being the president of MECeng org. So
Yeah,
yung
yeah, yeah.
question ko here is, does your degree program have a home org? And kung wala mang home org, or kung meron man, do you have other organizations that are related to mechanical engineering? And how does it
Uh,
help you as a MECeng student?
okay, okay. So ang mechanical engineering meron siyang dalawang home orgs, UP Gears and Pinions and PISME-UPSU, or Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. Now, I can't say like a lot of things about UPGPs. They're I won't say anything bad. They're really nice people. Like I know a lot of people na sobrang mabait, and like they're just good nice people and great people, very smart. I can only speak for Pisme Upsu. I chose it because my dad told me about Pisme Upsu, having known that that organization has like an international like reach.
Mm.
At least because like Pisme Upsu has like an international org, and then like it has like student units. And so you know I'm the president of the student unit sa UP. And this one also has like a small set of people. It's like very tight knit, very small set of people. But uh, personally, I kind of like that.
Mm.
And they've a lot of the people I've worked with in this also have helped me with my academics. Uh, to be quite honest, I'm not good with numbers. I have to work hard and to try and understand things, and I'm not not a very hardworking person. But with the help of my org mates, they provide like a lot of academic materials, and then they have these study sessions, review sessions, and mostly they have like standby hours, or where you
Mm.
just hang out in like Discord, or like in the mismo tambayan, and then like they just teach you stuff. And so for the past year, the online ang setup, we've been trying to provide like we haven't provided that many like academic services like outside of the organization, because we're uh we're having we're trying to sort out like some internal issues muna. But for the most part, we're still helping each other with the academic side. And it seems like everyone's struggling, but it helps to be in an organization that has a lot of people with like good background in academics. Yeah.
So besides being a support system, parang nagiging ano na rin siya, no? Mentor-mentee relationship between your
Yeah,
organs.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Actually, I'd like to talk about that because the previous president, Jericho Manalo, was is sometimes a good mentor then to me because like uh I I'm a cluster brain person and and organizing things with things relating to my work comes a little hard. It's like I can organize like things I can visualize like house stuff or like chores and moving some stuff around the house to make it look aesthetic and minimalist or some
Mm.
stuff like that. But when it comes to my work, it gets hard to visualize it. Like some tasks fall, in the nooks and crannies, and like a lot of the people there in the org, especially like the previous president, helped provide like really good inputs and like insights and good reminders. So being in an org really helps you know guide you towards like the right ideal version of yourself.
Mm. Okay. So my next question is about your degree program ulit. How is it different from other engineering or other similar programs? So for example, let's say I'm a high school student. Ano yung selling point ng Mech Eng compared to, I guess, Civil Eng or Industrial Eng?
Hmm. Well, um, let's start with sort of debunking and like defining some stuff about mechanical engineering. Kasi parang ang automatic response ng mechanical engineering ay kotse, mekaniko, haha. Parang
Mm.
it's a funny joke, self-deprecating sometimes within like the engineers themselves. But if you look at it, yung mechanical engineering, it's a little bit more like it's a little broader than just looking at cars. Like if you think about it, you can also work with like the main fields are like automotive, manufacturing, systems engineering. Ito medyo lesser focused on like at least when talking about mechanical engineering, it's a little bit more forgotten. Yung systems engineering and like computer aided design or there's also like uh quality ano ba yun? uh quality inspection or something or uh and then meron yung isa sa mga pinaka common na uh pinag-uusapan sa mechanical engineering or at least like one of the main fields ay energy and HVAC or refrigeration and air conditioning, something like that, and like uh yung filtering of stuff like that. So uh those are the fields that those are subfields within mechanical engineering that like the students can work on. So it's not necessarily just like cars, or at least engines.
Mm.
Like ano yun since ang background ng isang mechanical engineer ay mostly naka-focus siya sa physics.
Mm.
Sa physics and like 3D design or at least like 3D concepts and mechanics. Medyo wider ang application and like medyo you can plug and play a mechanical engineer in like many fields. So ang difference niya, well, I also before like siguro years and years ago I also considered civil engineering. So sa civil engineering ang difference naman nun, parang you mostly focus on structures. I mean, I can't say for sure. I didn't check up on other engineering, but like for example, industrial engineering, you mostly focus on like the manufacturing aspect
Mm.
and like the product aspect or uh sort of like the improvement side of or like the development side of many things. But You know, so yeah, the selling point of mechanical engineering for a high school student is it can be many things.
Mm.
Para sa akin, 3D design kasi yung medyo paborito ko. But like, the one thing that you have to be very wary about is that you will deal with a lot of physics. Like, ayun. So, ayun.
So, hindi lang naman UP yung nag-offer ng MEC-Eng. So, what do you think is its edge and yung disadvantages din niya from other degree programs offered by other universities? Or may alam ka ba about it?
Uh, I can't say for sure na malaki yung advantages or disadvantages kasi, well, if I talk about the department of MECeng itself, medyo uh, madaling kausap, or at least there's a lot of good work going on inside like the department. So, they're trying to cater to students, they're trying to focus on the welfare of students and like provide good service at the same time. So, the department side, I'm saying I can say that I'm satisfied with the UPDME, but I'm not sure how the degree program can be like for other universities. Though meron akong makilala sa Mapua na, you know, they're just really tired. Like, it just burns them out. I'm not sure if it's just a general Mapua thing or just even worse for mechanical engineers. Meron sa Mapua na pwede mo pagsabayan yung masters and yung parang under degree like bachelor's
Undergrad.
program mo.
Mm.
Yeah, undergrad mo. So, like, ayun siguro edge nila like in terms of parang if you want to boost your career, if you want to go faster, if you really love your career and just want to like master it really well. As for facilities, I'm also not sure kasi if you think about it, mas maganda dapat ideally for private schools ang facilities because they have the money and everything. So
Mm.
the good ones will probably be like Lasal and mechatronics ang sa Lasal kasi. So and Mapua, like they probably have good, better facilities. So I'm not saying UP doesn't have good facilities at all for meching. And that's also one of the things I want to talk about kasi yung sa new building ng meching, we have like 3, 4 facilities. Like merong isa parang woodworking shop
Mm.
where you just have like lathes and just tools that you need for woodworking. Ano lang, uh, so yung katabi nun, it's a machine shop. Like you have the wrenches and the tools and mostly there's just a lot of machines lying around. And so you can build stuff if you want, just ask or just bring your own materials. And then there's this third workshop or space, and it's the CNC machine, or it's the numerical computer numeric controlled machine. I don't know yung tamang word for it, but there's a CNC machine. So hindi siya necessarily pinapagamit sa students.
Mm.
Mostly may supervision siya, may guidance ng isang prof na parang siya pa lang ata yung like marunong sa department ng CNC. I'm not sure. And so ano yun, parang it's just a massive machine that just does everything. Like it can do anything and everything you want. It's just like a 3D printer but in reverse. It can chip in and like produce any product from a piece of like
Mm.
steel or a block of anything. And also there's this fourth workshop where you can do welding and sort of rolling and of steel and stuff. And so uh I can't say na walang ganito sa ibang universities, but I can say that I'm very satisfied with with what we have, and very excited kasi apparently parang pwede ata ang students pumunta at gumamit anytime basta magdala ng sariling materials and magpaalam lang.
Mm.
So ayun.
So UP is developing its ano pala, no? Its facilities and making investments for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is my second to the last question. What career paths are available to MEC and graduates?
Uh, okay, so another thing I also wanted to discuss was yung changes na nangyayari sa mechanical engineering. Kasi parang, di ba, merong waves of industrialization, you know? So, merong parang yung farming, yung manufacturing, and basta yung fourth wave of industrialization, or parang Industry 4.0. And it's the use of technology and like intelligent systems to accelerate our civilization essentially. So in Mekeng, malaki yung naging parang promise niya for that. So um like for example, meron sinasabing parang digital twin. So if you want to like simulate engines, you don't always have to like build an engine, simulate everything like on the spot, like with the exact machine. You can develop 3D models of that in computers to simulate it, and you just have to like take test points and information in certain areas so that like you can develop an image, or at least a simulation. So with the improvements in industry 4.0, we have a lot more sort of things get wider and wider for us, like the opportunities, and people think na mechanical engineering parang pawala na yan, nag-electrify na tayo, so parang mamamatay na yung industry. And like it doesn't. Mechanical engineers will never lose a job, like never, because there will always be manufacturing, there will always be energy, there will always be refrigeration and air conditioning. That in fact, it even gets like more and more important as time goes on, particularly energy, because a lot of the progress that's happening around the world leads toward like new developments in technology. Like we have, ano yun some have said that we have mastered like the the mechanical cars, the engine, the mechanical engine, and so there isn't much to improve in mechanical engines, but if you parang it's in the side of like parang fossil fuel side, like there's not much you can do about it. But when you think about like improvements in other uh areas in energy, like development of like new designs for wind energy harvesting, or more efficient dams, so stuff like that. There's a lot of uh opportunities for mechanical engineers to have uh, to have like successful jobs in such fields. So energy, HVAC and refrigeration, especially ito kasi maraming like we're trying to phase out, and we're trying to like improve our current air conditioning systems, which cause a lot of harm to the environment. So I know that's a hot field that needs improvement, and sees improvement, and will see a lot of development in the coming years. So there's also manufacturing, which is a time tested thing, and so we see a lot of those. Like those are just three fields of many opportunities that engineers can have. Pero uh, we can see that marami siyang like sub branches, and so there will always be a lot of opportunities for mechanic students.
So in general, parang hindi naman kayo maapektuhan ng technological revolution, no? It's
Yeah,
not a dying field.
it's it will actually live and thrive because of the technological improvements. So
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's comforting to hear sa mga nagpaplanong mag-MEC-Eng dyan. Okay. Speaking of people who want to pursue MEC-Eng, what is your advice to young people who want to pursue this degree program, and where can they find out more about your degree program? So possibly mga websites or mga links ng orgs or something similar para magkaroon sila information about MEC-Eng in UPD.
Well, uh, I'm gonna start first with like the course itself. If I will always reiterate that you will come in and study a lot of physics, like way much more than you would like, and you have to take that into consideration. But sometimes, when you look at your goals, like when you what the things you want to do, like work on energy, work on improving manufacturing systems, work on, you know, reducing emissions with product improvements, you know, those things, if you look at those lofty ideas and focus hard enough, I guess the things the subjects and the things you have to study, will just fall in place. And so the advice I will give for mechanical engineering students is, don't just rely on the industry in the Philippines. Like, I'm not saying leave the country, but I'm saying it has a lot of things it needs to improve. And so if you could, like, for example, work and study, abroad for a bit, and then like provide like the inputs and the information you had in other places, and apply them here, then that would be great. Uh there are a lot of deficiencies and a lot of sort of uh hindrances and obstacles in a fruitful, like in the fields that mechanical engineering students and professionals will enter. So marami obstacles, and they are hard to tackle on as an individual, and will need a lot of, like, government subsidies or sort of improvements, and and laws, and just a lot of improvements in research. So you know to say that the industry in the Philippines is great isn't necessarily true. So again, if you can get more opportunities, like, you can go abroad. But in the end, it would be ideal uh to bring them back here and make our transition into, like into industry 4.0 a little more, like, ideal. uh Industry 4.0 and a lot of the other technological improvements haven't been embraced in the Philippines yet, and they will probably be, like, embraced in like 20 plus years, 10 to 20 plus years. And so, you know we're a little bit behind. And the ano yun like, a lot of the other people in other countries will think about making the improvements in technology, like they're on the cutting edge. Us in the Philippines, we should be focusing on making our transition to that situation, smoother. And uh, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, like, for mechanical engineers, is to employ praxis, because a lot of the engineers out there that love innovation concepts, that love to go to contests, and provide just the best technological solutions out there. The main problem with them is that they're too top down with their approach. They're too messianic. They have this complex where, oh, this is the technology, just take it, apply it to your communities, and then just listen to us. If it doesn't work, it's your fault. So, us as engineers, we should focus on uh, providing, like, solutions that are apt to the grassroots level, to the people, to the marginalized people, to the communities that actually need it, you know, a lot of the issues there are simpler than you know than we put them to be, and they don't always require technological solutions. So deploy praxis. Now, if you want to get into mechanical engineering in UP Diliman, don't. Joke lang. Joke. Um, if you want to get into like mechanical engineering in UP Diliman, it I really suggest to eventually get into an org. Now, I'm not saying wag ka pumunta sa Jeep. Syempre may bias ako sa FISPET. Syempre, punta kayo dito. But either way, whether or not you choose like our org or like whichever org you choose, it's you will be provided with the best like help with mechanical engineering, because it's a course that sometimes you will have trouble figuring out. So it will really need like the help of organizations to provide you academic materials and tips that that help you sort of understand quickly and not fail a test. So if you want to know more about the mechanical engineering in UP Diliman, there's also uh, the course site of, or at least the websites of UP Diliman, UP College of Engineering, and you can also check out our page. It's Pisme Upsu, Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, UP Student Unit. So ayun, you can drop us a message and ask us like if this is the right field for you or something, or like you can ask us a lot more about information. And I will probably be running for recruitment, so so the thing is, you can ask me questions if you need about about the organization, or at least the field itself, so so that like you don't walk in blindly like I did like a year or two ago, thinking that I can survive with just 3D knowledge. So yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you Ken for sharing us. Ang dami naming natutunan ngayon about mechanical engineering and yung mga possible careers after graduating. So I will end it here. Tapos ilalagay ko na lang sa baba yung mga social media platforms na sinabi mo. So thank you so much guys for watching this episode of Course Unpacked. And sana marami kayo natutunan. If you want more of this, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see different degree programs na hindi pa natin natatakel, comment it down below and I'll try my best to get someone from that degree program. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.